this very spectacular introduction, which is a reuse of our investor capital days recently. Welcome to all of you, and welcome to the first total lockdown day of KPN of the Netherlands. Unfortunately, till the 19th of January, we should all stay at home and take good care. I hope you're all healthy. At least KPN is trying to help you out with some great connectivity from our network, so you can Netflix, you can work at home, you can game at home, as well as we offer you a lot of connections today. My name is Marie-José van de Boomgaard. I'm the liaison manager for startups and scale-ups within KPN, and I love to have you over today. Today our special is about 5G, and I'm very delighted that we have over 20 corporate and investors, which you can see here, which will be access to market or access to capital for your company. And we arranged over 144 speed dates. So thanks for all the corporate and investors joining. Thanks for all my KPN colleagues, and warm welcome to all the startups and scale-ups. Some statistics of this event. We have sold over 343 tickets. We have 12 departments of KPN joining, so we're all there for you. 22 corporates and investors, welcome to you all. It's great having you here. 163 startups and scale-ups, so great to have you over as well. We hope to connect you today to the right people. And we have over 144 speed dates, so that has been a lot of preparation from our side, but I hope as well 144 business opportunities for your side. Today this event is hosted by my team, which is Liaison Management for Startups and Scale-ups, and my team is looking for challenges within KPN and then finds the best innovative companies to work on those challenges. We've created over 250 cooperations during the last 5 years, and we truly believe in open innovation. Especially tonight we have a special evening about the selection of the corporate startup stars worldwide, so follow our LinkedIn and see what we've won. As well as a special welcome from our KPN Ventures team, which is a 70 million fund, and we're investing in strategically related scale-ups. So that means first of all that there should be a win-win, both for you as a scale-up and for KPN as a business. As well as we're investing in companies that are doing over 500k revenue, which is a usual amount that corporate investors use. So most of the riskiness is out of that business proposition. So welcome from both teams. We have a great program. Maybe you can see him already, but we have Jacob Grote, our EVP 5G, presenting on 5G. I'm going to introduce you later, Jacob. We have a movie of Jeroen van Iersel, who's managing the Johan Cruijff ArenA, where a lot of KPN's innovations take place as well. And then at 4:10 we have the speed dates that are planned for you. Usually this was an offline event with over 400 or 500 people joining, but since COVID, that's not a real opportunity at the moment. So you're invited for the Swapcard app, in which all your contacts from today can be found, and we stimulate you to use this app in order to make connections that we couldn't provide for you, but that you can provide yourself. So please go to the app and find interesting companies to talk to, as well as use the app actively. On this slide you see two email addresses. First of all, to connect with my team, that's kpnscaleups@kpn.com, or if you have interest in the investments from KPN Ventures, you can find the email address there as well, kpnventures@kpn.com. So we're always open for good thoughts. This is the program of today, a short introduction by me, then a great story on 5G and the possibilities by Jacob, a short movie from an external company who's helping us to innovate the Johan Cruijff ArenA. Then we have a short break, and we have 5 rounds of speed dates of about 20 minutes, and there will not be a plenary ending. So once you speed dated, that's the end of hopeful worthy afternoon. Yeah. So now we have Jacob in the call. I've been working with Jacob for several years, and there's nobody who can inspiringly tell about technique and business opportunities, because for Jacob it's always business first and technology second. You've been a EVP for 5G, Jacob, and you have, I think, a great story about the opportunities we offer with the 5G network. So take it on.
Yeah, thank you very much, Marie-José. And the 18th startup afternoon already organized, Marie-José. What an achievement with your team right now. And I see a couple of familiar people joining us, but also a couple of new ones. I saw EIT Digital. One of my former colleagues, Willem Jonker, is the director of EIT Digital. So maybe he's in the room. I haven't seen it so far, but looking forward to give you a presentation on our 5G developments, the opportunities, the availability, what you can do with it in the next 20-25 minutes, something like that. I hope that at the end there is maybe some time left for a couple of questions, because normally what I would like is to do this presentation in for a big audience, have a lot of interaction, etc. So we have to find our way, and hopefully Marie-José and ArenA, you can help me if there is a question, because sometimes it's difficult to look at all the different screens. And there's one thing you will hear during this presentation several times, and that is that I announced that I'd like to go to the next screen. 5G, what is it? What is it in a nutshell? And what is it for me? What is it for KPN? I think the most important thing is that with 5G, a lot of new business cases or value cases are getting possible. It really accelerates the adoption of new disruptive technologies, like the use of AI, machine learning in the background, transforming data into information. And that also takes place with real-time video analysis, and you will see a couple of examples of that. Or the connected worker that's really supported with augmented reality. So all kinds of new technologies that really help us further. So that means that for me, if you're going to use 5G and you will be one of the first using it, etc., you have a big chance to exploit it, to show the innovation which comes with that. So you're really standing out to the rest of the pack. And why is that possible? And later on in the presentation, I will continue and give you some more technical feedback about it. But huge capacity, and if there is huge capacity, there is also the possibility for huge speeds, download speeds, but also upload speeds, which is important in new business model. Low response times. But for me, the most important elements of 5G, which is now built into the standards, is the high reliability, which is possible. So that it's not a best effort type mobile connection, but it's a mobile connection where you really can rely on, and on which you can build new business processes. Let's see on the next slide what I mean with that. Because if you're really developing new business processes or look for new opportunities in your business areas, etc., you're creating value. You're creating value in your environment with that 5G platform. And that's because it improves the connectivity. It has more features, it's better standardized than the former technologies, which helps us forward in that. And with these new, very reliable technology, you can build these new services. We can build new services, as I will explain later on. in this presentation. But most importantly, it is us supporting you in building these new services. And with these new services, you could make it really sustainable, because in a couple of examples that I see and that we have encountered and that we've developed in our whole environment, we saw that it was not only a business process helping a individual customer or user of that service forward, but it was in a lot of cases also improving society, making it more easy for society to work with it, and that's for me also a very important aspect of 5G. Think about how farmers could make use of 5G in future, and it's cost efficient. And why is it cost efficient? Because the amount of energy used for a bit to be transported on a 5G network, that's less energy than what we've seen before. So in essence, it's more cost efficient than it is today. But with these new processes, with a supporting a field engineer from a back office, and not by adding a second field engineer to the same place, you're also making it more cost efficient for yourself. And that all improves the availability and the reliability of your business processes. And that's also based on the improved reliability of the 5G service as such. Maybe it's good to watch a small movie in which we explain and show and demonstrate a little bit how we started with 5G. And that's already a long time ago, more than 2.5 years ago. We started with developing our ideas, but also showing a couple of results from the different use cases that we have encountered. Let's see.
Hier in de Johan Cruijff ArenA. Dit is voor KPN een van de eerste plekken waar ze 5G hebben geregeld.
Wij willen koploper zijn in het ontwikkelen van nieuwe diensten voor onze bezoekers. Accommoderen dat zij korter in de rij staan.
Samen kunnen we nou een beleving creëren door op een andere manier mensen door het gebied te leiden, maar ook op een andere manier de veiligheid te garanderen.
Als het goed is, lopen er hier een paar gamers rond. Die gaan we eens even lekker laten zweten. Heren, welkom op de KPN Future Playground.
Je detecteert iets, stuurt dat via de 5G naar de mast en daarmee wordt de spuit direct aangestuurd achter een key. Dat ik tot 30% aan middel kan besparen.
Check de 5G-verbinding.
5G, ik heb hem!
Het is een voertuig wat hier rondrijdt, maar wat van hier binnenuit bestuurd wordt. En daarvoor heb je natuurlijk die fantastische snelle netwerk van 5G nodig.
Voor ons als wegbeheerder biedt het de mogelijkheid om veel vlotter het verkeer af te handelen op een veiligere manier en uiteraard ook met milieuwinst.
Waar ik nu op sta te filmen is het slimste stoplicht van de hele wereld. Als er een brandweerauto aankomt, kunnen wij dit laten communiceren.
De leidingen hier gaan 4 keer de wereld rond. Dat we met 5G in staat zijn veel sneller gedetailleerde beelddata te verzamelen van al die leidingen.
Als je in plaats van een persoon een robot echt naartoe kunt sturen, is het natuurlijk een veilige situatie dat een persoon naartoe moet.
Okay. We go to the next slide, guys. to save a little bit of time. But I hope you enjoyed a couple of these examples. Examples with autonomous guided vehicles, robots, and robots in a process industry environment, ATEX certified in the Shell refinery in Pernis, but also robots on an agricultural field, detecting which plants to spray the crop protection means on, and which not. But you saw also e-gaming because of the low latency of the network. And these e-gamers, they were a little bit tired afterwards because normally they only sit in the chairs and using the remote control, but now they had to work in the gaming practice, etc. Because it was also augmented, and you saw that connected worker with augmented reality that could find without any help because of a second man next to him. It was a second man in the back office and find the right pump and do the activities which were needed over there. And it all started with a taxi drone in the Johan Cruijff ArenA. And you will get a movie. I don't know whether they will present the taxi drone again, but it was very, very exciting to see what's happening over there. Guys, you're a little bit too quick with that. How did we do it? We did it with these technical capabilities. And remember, please, two elements. It's the number of 100 and the number of 5. 5 because it's the 5th generation of mobile networking, etc. But also because on average it's 5 times faster in response times. So we're bringing the latency in our network step by step back from 25 millisecond to 5 millisecond. The extreme reliability that we can get 5 nines in a network, very, very important. But the factor of 100 is important because it's 100 times faster from 10 to 100 megabit to 10 gigabit per second as we expected. And we already have measured in the Amsterdam ArenA, Johan Cruijff ArenA, I should say, a download speed of more than 1 gigabit. But most importantly, maybe it's the 100 times more connected devices per square kilometer. And maybe you think that's an awful number, 1 million devices per square kilometer. But if you think about how many devices you're already carrying, and you're in a city center, and that every wastebasket gets connected, every traffic light gets connected, as you've seen in the small video. Then 1 million in a smart city, in the inner part of a city, it's not that much. Maybe it's even too less to do that. But the capacity is at least much bigger than we had before, and that gives us a lot of possibilities. So let's go to the next slide. Because we are also very proud that with this approach and with the things that we've developed and with the implementation of our 5G network, we already won 2 awards. One was the Ookla Speed Test Award, which is the average download measured by all the users of Ookla, which is close to 200 megabit per second, quite a bit higher than T-Mobile and Vodafone in the Netherlands. But also, which I think, and that's the next one, the next slide. It's the outstanding quality of our network in the top 6 worldwide in the P3 and umlaut test. T-Mobile, I have to congratulate them. They were even better because they were the #1 network in the world. But what I liked about this particular award was the 5G Innovation Award. The way we are moving ahead with our customers using 5G was also seen by P3 and umlaut. And I think that's extremely important measure. But let's continue with the next step. As Marie-José already indicated, for me, it's never pushing the technology. The technology is important, but it's really about the use case. It's really about business first. What are the business demands that come from our customers? And then how can we fit in certain technologies to really develop a solution for that particular customer? And that is building applications based on customer values, so that we are entering not an age of only getting more for less, but that we're really building value. But what I find very important, and it's very important and very nice that you're all here, is that we use an approach with partners, because it's never the telecom operator alone who is doing this. It's always in conjunction and in cooperation with parties like you, with maybe big system integrators, etc. Because it's in almost all the cases, the business demands are not solvable by just only adding a piece of connectivity or a piece of telco services to that. We are not developing robots, but with the robot company, we really can fit it in. So cooperation with all of you is extremely important, and getting you on board and getting you to know, which is also one of the objectives of this session, is very, very important for our approach to this business. Let's continue. Because if you really want to do that, you have to show it. And that's why we developed a couple of field labs. And you've seen that example in the rural areas with that robot driving autonomously over that sugar beet field, detecting the potatoes. We're using their real-time upload of videos, the analysis of the videos, so that the spraying nozzle knows exactly where to spray. And that farmer indicates that he is reducing the amount of pesticides with 30%. Have I not promised too much? Because it's not only good for him, because it's a cost reduction, but it is also very good for society. All of us are profiting from this example. And it's only possible because of the reliable connectivity. You've seen an example of our field lab in Helmond, where we are talking about mobility and improving mobility. And one of the greatest examples over there, which we are now rolling out all over the Netherlands, is that intelligent traffic light. So that an emergency vehicle can influence the traffic light and put it on green, and not only for straight ahead, but also if he knows already what his route is to the accident or to the hospital, then all the traffic lights, whether it's the left turn, straight ahead or right turn, are already put on green, so that he crosses that crossing more safely. And that's also good for society, because I noticed a couple of months ago that 240 times a year there is an accident between ordinary traffic and an emergency vehicle on such a crossing. If you can protect that from happening, protect it, you improve society again. 5G makes it all possible because of the reliability. You saw a couple of examples on manufacturing and process engineering to improve the quality over there and make a couple of things happening. You saw a couple of examples around the Johan Cruijff ArenA. For instance, crowd control, not detecting individual faces, but detecting how many people are standing on which place. Is that getting dangerous or not dangerous, etc. And if you add this all up, rural, urban, mobility, the roads, and take on board the railroads again, and then the industry with manufacturing and process engineering, you build up the Netherlands. So with these 5 field labs, and we've developed one because I thought we've forgotten one, and that's what we added to the portfolio. But with these 5 field labs, we almost built up the Netherlands and gave examples what in the Netherlands and potentially outside of the Netherlands could really happen. So let's see what the next slide will bring. A bit back to the technology again, but also to the things that we've added on top of the 5G connectivity for everyone. I think this triangle is for a lot of people already a very familiar picture, because on the top of the triangle we are talking about enhanced mobile broadband. That's the the capacity of the network, but also the speeds that are possible to be achieved. On the left-hand side, we're talking about the massive machine-type communication. It's the 1 million devices per square kilometer, which is possible, more the IoT side of 5G. And on the right-hand side, for me, always the most important one is the ultra-reliable, low-latency communication. It's about systems interacting with each other much faster than we could before. But it's also about the reliability of that connection, that we can give guarantees. And that, together with the learnings from the field lab, brought us to the point that we said, we're not introducing 5G just as a technology for connectivity. Because we gave every KPN customer, business customer or consumer customer, for free that 5G connectivity if they have a subscription, the right telephone, and are in the coverage area of our 5G network at the moment. We said, no, we're going to add 3 value-added services on top of that, especially focusing on business market, because that's the other part of our belief, that we can really help business market to improve on a couple of things. And these 3 value-added services are coverage on demand. So if you're missing coverage, indoor or outdoor, we have a specific service to add to that, to add equipment to it, to add coverage to our network so that you can really rely on that. But if you want to rely on it, you have to get some guarantees. And we can offer you a couple of these guarantees. We have a value-added service which we call guaranteed bandwidth. It's not the highest speed, but it's possible everywhere in the Netherlands to guarantee you that your field engineers can always use a certain mission-critical application without any interruption. Extremely important, for instance, for these traffic lights and the emergency vehicles to pass safely over that crossing. I'm making a mistake because that was the application priority service. Sorry about that. The guaranteed bandwidth is on a local environment. So the example for the refinery of Shell, to guarantee all the co-workers over there a high bandwidth, but very localized, not everywhere in the Netherlands. The application priority is a lower bandwidth with the same set of guarantees, but then everywhere in the Netherlands, so that you can operate safely your business, your mission critical elements of your business without any interruption, even if it's busy in the network. My apologies for mixing these two up. I've given this presentation so many times that that can happen. So let's see what we can do further with these 3 value-added services. So if you continue to the next slide, I'd like to prove, and please click on while I'm talking. I already indicated that we have these 5 field labs with a couple of ecosystems, because it's not the telecom operator alone, which I indicated. We already have 12 certified business partners, which help us selling these services to small and medium enterprises and large enterprises. And we introduced it to our corporate and large enterprises, even through our account management. We already have hundreds of these customers, 100 plus customers, where we're working on any kind of 5G involvement in getting it all to happen. And I already made a cliffhanger because I said we introduced a 6th field lab. And that's because after a while we came across the fact that healthcare can also benefit extremely from 5G services. Because in healthcare, it's really about reliability. It's about really working with this connectivity. And in healthcare, connectivity and exchange of data becomes more and more important over time. So we introduced a new field lab, a virtual field lab, together with a couple of hospitals and researchers in the health area with this field lab. And we came with the first 5G portfolio, as I indicated, which are the 3 value-added services: coverage on demand, the guaranteed bandwidth, please remember high bandwidth, but in a localized area, and application priority, lower bandwidth, but all over the Netherlands. And I think with this, we prove that we are the thought leader in the Netherlands, that we are also the market leader, together with the Innovation Award and with the speeddates award. We can really prove that that we are one of the best parties to work with. And how is that used then in that field lab of health? Let's watch this short movie about a drone working on medical supplies.
We zijn hier vandaag omdat we testvluchten maken voor het Isla ziekenhuis tussen Meppel en Zwolle. En dat is heel uniek, want dit is de eerste keer dat we met een medische drone een afstand van wel 15 kilometer gaan afleggen. En dat doen we omdat we daarmee de realisatie van de daadwerkelijke route die we in de toekomst gaan vliegen tussen de ziekenhuizen nabootsen. En dan leren we niet alleen over de techniek, maar ook over hoe reageert de regio. Hoe ver gaan we uiteindelijk kunnen vliegen met de drone. Nou, daar gaat hij toevallig.
De snelheid van transport is van belang, omdat bepaalde diagnostiek met spoed moet gebeuren. En daarom, en dat is denk ik een belangrijk punt, dat het snel van de ene locatie naar de andere locatie vervoerd kan worden.
Ja, we hebben een hele bundeling aan krachten waarmee we aan de Medical Drone Service werken. Dat doen we bijvoorbeeld met Erasmus ziekenhuis in Rotterdam, Bloedbank Sanquin, Certe en Isla, waar we vandaag zijn. En doen we het ook samen met Evi, zij bouwen de drone, maar ook met KPN. En de operatie gebeurt eigenlijk met de ANWB. En ik werk dan zelf bij PostNL en wij kijken naar logistiek, want dat is natuurlijk iets waar we ervaring in hebben. KPN beschikt over een value added service, wat betekent dat zij onze drone prioriteit kunnen geven ten opzichte van ander verkeer, waardoor wij onze communicatie niet verliezen en dat zorgt er voor ons voor dat we veilig kunnen opereren. Want het betekent gewoon dat je de zorg nog sneller naar de patiënt kan brengen. Je kunt het kostenbewuster doen, je kunt het efficiënter doen. Je zorgt ervoor dat er spoed op plaatsen kan komen waar het anders misschien te laat zou zijn. Ja, ik zie heel veel mogelijkheden.
How cool is this as a real example of cooperation between different parties working together to make our health services in the Netherlands a little bit better and really filling in that need from these two hospitals from the same chain, and that they could send over medical samples and do the analysis on one place, but then still have the right outcome in time on the other place. So I think we've proven that KPN is a long-term partner in innovation because of its portfolio, whether it's a health portfolio or other portfolio. We are always looking at the security of it. We invest 1.2 billion euros in our network, rolling out 5G and fiber. We know how to deal with critical networks. I think I proved that we're leading in the 5G ecosystem. We have a complete set of services, and we put a lot of emphasis on keeping ourselves green, not only our color, but also keeping ourselves very sustainable in that area. So I hope that this is also a playground for you, for all of you, to see what we can do extra. What you could add as one of our innovation partners in this equation to really solve a couple of very important issues for a business customer, a consumer customer, but never forget about how the society really works. And that all starts with business first, technology second.
Great story, and thanks for sharing your email as well. Let's put all the startups and scale-ups to our team, so you can work on the other.
Absolutely.
We have frequently meetings with you and your team, and I think we realized some great cooperations together. Let me take two questions because of the time. One question, Jacob, is when will 5G be the new standard?
5G be the new standard? I would say 5G is already the new standard at this moment in time. Some network operators claim that they already have nationwide coverage in the Netherlands. We claim that 2/3 of the Dutch population can already make use of 5G, and they're rolling out fast the next couple of months. So I think we've proven here in the Netherlands that 5G is the new standard, and everybody should switch on step by step making use of that 5G network.
Yeah, a good one. And another one, and I think this is an affirmative question. It's a bit long one. At KPN, are you aiming to enhance your service offering for your business customers, including digital transformation, helping companies transform to cloud computing and the cloud, and benefiting from the IoT innovation in the cloud that 5G would power? I think that's the whole pitch of what you do for.
That's absolutely the one sentence summary of what I try to explain in this. 5G gives you a lot of secure and reliable connectivity, so that all the data that you get can be transformed into information, which is important for your business processes, for your field engineers, for the people working with your data, and sometimes for people to enjoy it when we're talking about gaming. But it brings extra value to that, and that's really what we like to achieve. Whether it's cloud computing or edge computing, both come into play.
Good. Thanks, Peter, for your summary of the story of Jacob. If you watch our kpn.com/innovation page, you can see what type of companies we're looking for as 5G partners, and you saw our email before. So if you have an interesting proposition, if you have paying customers and think 5G could benefit from your solution, please come to us. The second part is a video with a guest of ours, which is Johan Cruijff. He's the marketing and communication manager of the Johan Cruijff ArenA, and he tells a bit more about open innovation. So enjoy his video.
Hi, good afternoon. Marie-José, Jacob, thanks for having me. Great to be part of this 5G online congress today. Good introduction. So now I understand 5G even better than I did before. My name is Jeroen van Iersel. I'm marketing manager of the Johan Cruijff ArenA, long-lasting partner of KPN. And I will give a short introduction on our collaboration on the Johan Cruijff ArenA and what we are aiming to do and already doing with 5G in the stadium. So I will switch to short pictures of the stadium, so you can get the good atmosphere. As I said, my name is Jeroen van Iersel. I'm marketing manager of Johan Cruijff ArenA for about 9 years now, and I'm also a member of the innovation program that we're having in the arena, Innovation Arena Amsterdam program, and I'm a part responsible for the fan experience projects that we're doing there. I have 20+ years experience in sales and marketing, mainly in the media and sports industry. As many of you may not know, but KPN is founding partner of the stadium. About 25 years ago, when we opened the stadium, it was like a crowd-funded project. So it was one of the first crowd-funded projects, which you have nowadays, of course, very often with the Kickstarter projects. But the stadium was founded by 8 corporates and 2,500 certificate holders. So we brought together the investment fund so we could build a stadium, of course, for Ajax, but it was being built as a multifunctional stadium in Amsterdam, in the southeast region of the city. So you see a lot of green fields around the stadium. Nowadays, it's packed with buildings, because if you build a stadium in an empty room or in an empty plot, economics in that area will rise. So it's a very busy neighborhood at the moment right now. But we are really proud to have KPN as founding partner and doing good projects with them for 25 years already. The Johan Cruijff ArenA itself opened in '96 under the name Amsterdam Arena. We've changed the name about 2 years ago after the passing away of Amsterdam legend Johan Cruijff. So we did a name change to honor him. We are the stadium, so we're not the club Ajax. We are not owned by the club Ajax. They have a smaller share in the stadium, but we're like an independent company. And our mission is to give people the experience of a lifetime. So we are not responsible for the content on the pitch. We are responsible for all the qualities and services around the content on the pitch. And it's not always a pitch. It can also be a podium, or it can be a dance floor. It can be everything. We do about 35 large public events a year, football matches, concerts, EDM dance events, karaoke shows, kickboxing, all kinds of sports. So normally in not COVID times, we host about 1.5 to 2 million visitors yearly. And of course, we're a platform for football, music, and entertainment. A little bit of marketing purposes. We, of course, like I said, try to create memorable moments. Well, what is our role? How do we do that? We always try to offer groundbreaking facilities. There's a lot of stadiums in the world that are being built, but they're owned or they are owned, and they stop modernizing, they stop innovating, they stop investing in the stadium. So the stadium is being built, it's brand new. They will not work on it for 20 to 30 years. And then after 40, 50 years, they will tear it down and they will build a new stadium. Well, that's not our philosophy. We strongly believe in innovation and evolution. So we always keep on building on the stadium. So we can offer those groundbreaking facilities, and the stadium is always state of the art. What do we find important? Innovation, sustainability is a hot topic for the last years now. We are investing in it for more than 10 years. We are carbon neutral as a stadium, which is quite rare worldwide. Quality and hospitality. Our business model, that's good to know for you as startups, because of course you have your own products and your own projects, and you try to commercialize that as well. So I try to give you a little bit of background of how it works in our industry, or at least for our company. As an arena, we rent out the stadium for football and sports events, for concerts, but also for business events. We earn money on rent, but also on the F&B, which is being sold. Of course, for smaller business events, it's not that much, but with large scale events with 50,000 people, 70,000 people, it's a good case to get a turnover. We have our own sponsors and business partners as a stadium. So many times it's different than the club of the organizer that we are hosting in the stadium. And every euro we earn, we put back into the stadium. So that's like, a vicious circle, so we can keep investing in more quality. The way we look at the world is that we are always working on the customer journey, which is really important, because the most important thing we have in the stadium is the content on the pitch, but also the visitors that come to the stadium to enjoy a football match or a concert. And in that way, there are not many stadiums in the world compared to other branches. Of course, there are many stadiums, but there are not that many that are as innovative as we try to be. So we have to take a look at other branches or other sectors. And one of the sectors that is really similar to the customer journey we're working on is, for instance, one of an airport. So an airport itself is also never the end of the journey. The end the plane that are getting into and the beach that they're flying to, or their holiday destination, or there's the place where they go skiing. It's a little bit of the same with the stadium. People never come for the stadium itself. They always come for what's on the pitch, like the end destination. And on the way to the end destination, there are several milestones, and there's several pitch points that they or touch points that they touch. It's always parking. It's always buying tickets. It's always traffic. It's public transport. It's entrances in the stadium, and of course, with all the new technologies, there's a lot of work to do to make this journey as seamless as possible, and that's what we are working on every day. To do so, we of course do it from our normal daily business, but we've also started several years ago our own innovation center, which is called Amsterdam Innovation Arena. We do that together with a lot of corporate partners, which KPN is one of them. And we try to develop on digital connectivity, on fan experience, on the customer journey, on safety and security, sustainability and circular economy and facility management to get the journey more flawless than he already is. One of the largest projects we are working on right now is the 5G program. We are, I think, 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 places in Holland, which is a test ground for 5G. I think we're already working 2 years on this project, and very happy to be one of the first ones to do so. To give some examples of what we are doing with the 5G technology is building a really solid case on safety and security, a digital perimeter in 5G. So we have like a virtual safety zone around the stadium. So with the 5G connectivity, we can super smart analyze all the data of people in the area, because we can see all the data which is happening in the area, and we can around large-scale events when we have ourselves 50,000-60,000 people in the area, but maybe our neighbor Ziggo Dome has also 16,000 people in the area, and Avas Live also has 6,000. There's a lot of companies also nearby. So within this area, you have more than 100,000 people on really short square meters. So with this live analyzation of behavior in this area, we can better talk to the police if there's strange things, or we can better see what's happening with traffic on the roads. So we can talk to road authorities. We can better check with crowds around the entrances, when there's longer lines, when there's shorter lines of something is happening in the crowd. If you see odd behavior, it's easier to analyze than just doing it by cameras. So this is a really important one for the next years to work on. Another one example of what we're doing with 5G is Wizzy Maps. It's like a layer on top of Google Maps with different services. And at this moment, it's quite a static tool, which you can, of course, find your entrance and see where your section is. But we are developing this tool with 5G connectivity, so we can do live queuing times at entrances. We can see live waiting times inside the stadium, and we can better see where it's crowded or not, or which is the best bar you can order your drink when you're at a concert. So that's something which is on the roadmap for the next 2 years. Of course, we are working like a lot of stadiums on mobile ordering in the stadium, which is getting easier and easier with the better technologies. And one of the most important ones that we could not do in the past is a tool like this, and that is live analyzation of matches. And that's a really nice one, because with Wi-Fi technology or 4G technology, it's really hard to live analyze such big amounts of data. And with with the new technologies that are developing rapidly for the past months, but also for the time to come. We can do much more. This is now already been used for training purposes. So the staff of Ajax and the Dutch national team is using it. But imagine in a year that when you're in the crowd or you're on the stands, you can live analyze the speed of players, or you can see live what his heartbeat is, and if a penalty is given, what is happening with the players on the pitch. Or you can live analyze for yourself your favorite player or a defender, why he did make a mistake. Did he was he not running quickly enough, or did he leave his position too late? Or so there's lots of things that you can do with those kinds of projects. So that's that's a big future for us as a stadium to fill our needs that we have for giving a better experience to our visitors. And we are really glad that we are one of the front runners in these projects, and that we can do these nice apps and services towards the fans. So this was a really short introduction of the arena and what we're doing with this technology, and a little bit of how we see the future. And I hope you have a lot of fun later this afternoon with your speed dating sessions. So thank you.
Jeroen, as you can see, this was an interview that was pre-taped because of technicalities, but I think we're really welcome to help you together with startups in our ecosystem to create the future of the ArenA stadium. So again, you can meet our challenges on this website. It's kpn.com/innovation, and then find the startups and scale-ups site. So for now, we have 5 rounds of speed dates. Everybody is invited by a specific link in order to start your speed dates. There will be no plenary wrap-up. Jacob, I didn't thank you enough for your contribution, but thanks again, and looking forward to work together with you and Jeroen on great cases. Some guidance for your speed dates, guys, because we've done this a lot of times, and 144 will take place today. You only have 20 minutes, so first of all, be in time. Do only a short introduction of yourself. And if you want to present a pitch deck, do that only in 5 minutes, because usually the interaction and the questions you can ask your counterpart are more valuable than just sending your presentation. Make sure in the last 5 or 3 minutes you do a wrap-up and make specific next steps. Well, the mute on your microphone I think is not needed in the speed date, so please put on your video to make it more personal. And most importantly, enjoy your speed dates. I heard some great reactions of last edition speed dates. In case you have problems with getting into the speed dates, please contact Nienke or Rick, or email us to kpnscaleups@kpn.com. We have a whole emergency plan lying down here. As well as I'd like to thank ArenA and Danny. They will be in the video as well a moment. Hi Rick, thank you. Hi ArenA. These 4 guys and three guys and 1 girl have been working their butts off to get all the speed dates and this event happening. So many thanks to you guys. Have a lot of fun in speed dating, and we hope to see you on the 19th edition on 18th of March, which is online on Eventbrite as well. So if you succeeded today, be welcome for our next time. Have a great speed date, a great lockdown. Take care of each other and stay healthy, and get on with your business. So thanks all. Bye bye.